Ladies and gents, it is the final series of Group Stage in Gold, and we have saved the best for last. Slam must win this series 2-1 or 3-0, or he is relegated. Now, how much he wins by would affect Overtaken's chances at survival, and in Lucho's case, he is slightly luckier. If he loses 2-1, he actually still survives. But if Slam loses this series, he is done. We will still do the play all three. There is Overtaken sitting at 7 wins right now, hoping and praying that it is Slam who wins, so Lucho gets relegated. Either of these players could be relegated. Either of these players could make playoffs. This is crazy. We've got the Chinese for Lucho, and we've got the Byzantines for Slam. Now, Slam has been playing competitive AoE for a really long time, so many of the people out there who've started to form some gray hairs, you know, who can look back and remember the fletching meme and remember Slam on Tyrants, Secret maybe. You're reaching deep into the memory banks, remembering some great times that Slam has brought us in competitive AoE. Dude's been around as long as I've been around. Well before that. I think he's been playing for like 15 years or so. Super clean player, great personality in our scene, but he's less active. He's less active, and this next generation of AoE 2 players are training like crazy. And they're young, they're quick, they're motivated, and Lucho is one of them. Lucho is 18 or 19 years old. He's had an amazing couple years. He's playing the game way more than Slam is, and I know that Lucho has put in a lot of effort, not only to make it to gold, but to stay into gold and train. So, I honestly, I'm really leaning towards Lucho in the series, guys. I'm thinking like a Lucho 2-1 right now. That's where my heart is at. Slam, I think, has the quality. But is he going to bring the quality when it matters most? This is a lot of pressure. I am Slam's longest subscriber on his channel. I'd like to brag about that. But say that I'm also a big believer in Lucho. Chinese is a quality sib, but we just saw the same matchup on another map. Right? We just saw how the Byzantines, as long as they don't fall behind early, can be really solid here. And so Lucho will come to the middle to Doc. I think we'll see the same from Slam. And Lucho gonna bring 2 Vils here, which is quite nice. You get the extra food from the Vils. Also can help you protect the area. Now, he did also research Loom, so he could bring his Vil and try and stop Slam from docking, but I think he just didn't scout that in time. Had he lingered a little bit longer, that could have been an opportunity to kill Slam's villager there. Slam's going to love this map because he loves to push deer. And so he's pushing them in right now. But he'll be under some level of pressure to do some damage against the Chinese. Jfish says Slam is one of my favorite players in the world. Yeah, it's going to be a heartbreaker, man. It's going to be a heartbreaker if Slam goes out. The other thing I've been saying, guys, because we've had multiple players who've been relegated out of these other groups who have been around a super long time. Miguel, for example. Say my name, right? But in the case of Miguel and I guess Slam, if he were to be relegated, I'm curious how players who are less active are going to perform in those silver qualifier brackets. Because, I mean, like Sizcon and Lewis, who won their other groups, they came through silver. And they both did a minimum of 100 practice games. Practice with tons of different opponents. How many practice games do you think someone like Slam or Miguel is going to do, you know? Well, Dogao in chat says great players and Miguel in the same phrase, right? Well, you know, Dogao, that... Dogao, that's a little rude. I thought Miguel was your friend. But listen, I'd be curious. Like, when you get knocked out of gold and the free money per game isn't there anymore, are you going to necessarily show up and bring your best in that silver bracket? I don't know. Does Slam have the quality? Absolutely. But Slam's got the quality to survive here too. So we'll see. Those are the things I think about. Is like, that's going to be a big hit to your motivation. And I just don't think many players are going to put as much time in as, say, Lucho is, for example. So I love how Margugu and Dogao are currently like bottom 2 in their groups and are here talking smack on the gold, guys. I just love that. I love it. And I'm not even trying to talk smack about you guys. You guys are in platinum, so you earned the right to make jokes about the gold players. Now, maybe next season, you know, you might end up being gold again, but that's all good. That's all good. You can make the jokes while you can. That's good. I'm really looking forward to watching you both close out your groups, by the way. Fun storylines there. Fun storylines. Come on, Dogal. Don't dot me, bro. Don't dot me. Okay, there's the stable for Lucho. Lucho with the res collected lead with the Chinese. My scroll wheel continues to be stupid. I'm sorry. Eco setup's pretty good. Slam. What's he going to be up to on this side? It looks like he's just been pushing tier. Shocker. He's actually gone to gold with the mining camp, so he'll make some fires for the middle. Lucho is walking to the gold, so he actually won't be able to make the second fire right away. And it's up against Byzantines. So this should be advantage Slam on water. There is only 420 food left there. Slam going for a bit of an egg base, as many like to call it. So he's not going for the full walls, but he's going for the safe early walls to wall off the wood line. And fire galleys out here from Lucho, but that's actually, it feels like it's bad for Slam, right? But it's actually good because sometimes Lucho's fire would be attacking the fish there. That was some heads up play actually from Lucho to not do that. Oh man, but it's shaky from Lucho. He loses his early scout. And this scout also took some hits. So the spears for Slam, really good so far. Again, there's no villager here anymore for Lucho to repair. Slam brings in the scout, and Slam gets the kill. That's a big one for Slam. Has to win here today. Has to win to survive. Now, chat reminds me, if Slam wins 2-1, that means that Slam is safe, and Lucho is safe, and Overtaken is out. Is that what that means? I think that's what that means. Yeah, I mean, Overtaken is out. Okay, but if Slam wins 3-0, then Overtaken is in, and Lucho is out, right? So this is going to go down to the final game, probably. But this has been amazing for Slam. Lucho has not killed a unit so far. Lucho has not killed a single unit. Disastrous start for him. And you just got to wonder. He's had a shorter career. I didn't expect him to even do this well in gold. I thought that maybe he needed this season to get the experience before he could come back to gold next season and do really well. But he's really improved. This is the biggest moment of his whole career. Slam has been in a lot of big stage environments before. Byzantines make it so tough to do damage. The way that Slam has set up his base has made it so tricky. Slam almost with a trap there. And Slam's walls aren't completed, but it looks like he will get them completed. So fishing in the middle. And now Slam has the units here, and oh man. Annoying little army to deal with. Actually surprised me that Slam made it over here. I'm actually so nervous right now. I really don't want Overtaken, Lucho, or Slam to be relegated. I'm obsessed with them all. That's brutal, dude. Slam gets a villager kill. This should be another. That archer in the group is so good. And as Mayan K says, T90 always ignore my chat frowny face. I think Lucho's got a big frowny face as well right now because this has been disastrous start. Losing the fish is fine, but not being able to do any damage with the scouts and then losing those vills is brutal. Slam's done a good job. I am wondering what his mid-game army comp's going to be, though. Because if he loses this army, Lucho's got a pretty solid force here. And Lucho will clear this. Not the prettiest micro ever, but he gets the job done, and he'll have a pretty strong army now. Slam has archers moving out again. So Slam's going for the classic full wall sneak army type approach. And you could tell he got a little hesitant there. Honestly, if he just kept moving, I think he gets into the wood line and destroys. But he was unsure of himself. Wants to wait till he has a bigger group. Lucho's archers and Lucho's scouts are going to move together. They'll definitely need to avoid the fires, though. Ooh, that's kind of annoying. This whole wood line is really frustrating to deal with. Lucho's going to be walling up just in time. If he didn't get these walls down, this would be brutal. Slam's fishing ships are not effective. Slam has not clicked up to Castle Age. Lucho's eco balance looks really good. Slam should know this is walled now because of the way his units are pathing. Honestly, Lucho's eco balance is sick. His army's sick. Slam, I'm kind of concerned about his army count right now. It's like he's stopping army production. He's not producing archers. He wants to go Castle Age, but he needs army right now. And he'll panic here. Tower for Slam. Skirms will be behind, though. That should be enough to hold the position. He'll actually cancel the tower foundation. And still looking to just force some type of reaction here from Lucho. Love how consistent Lucho has been with the archer production here. Slam has just stopped. He made some military and he just stopped. I don't know if that's what you want on Jungle Swamp. Lucho could bring these 5 archers here and deal with this. So I think he's being patient. Not expecting this to be an issue. And quickly drops some houses. And pulls the weak villagers away. Well played. And buys himself a little bit more time. This army pulls back. Scouts are still looking around. And yeah, Slam a full minute later to Castle Age. Like, Byzantines do have some problems with army choice here against the Chinese. But, like, the way the game was flowing, I expected Slam to drop a second archer range and continue to produce archers and play in towards crossbowmen. But it seems like his plan is to go skirms. This army could be trapped here. Slam might never be able to escape with this. And Slam is making a demo. Also, is there a hole? Why are the skirms out here? How did the skirms get out? Oh, I think he tried to send them to the right, and they ejected because of the tree positioning. That could have been worse. Without that fire galley, I think maybe he loses these. He might still lose them. There's a demo on the way. Lucho, 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 Lucho! Okay, I guess he's fine. Sorry, that was a little dramatic. But I thought Slam was going to bait him onto the water and kill the scouts with the demo. Slam knows the army is headed this way from Lucho. Lucho didn't exactly track this. That could be annoying. This army could do significant amounts of damage in that woodline. It seems like he's going to leave some army there just in case. So Slam kind of in an okay spot. I was concerned he was going to get pressured and he wouldn't have the response, but Lucho will have elite... Slam will have elite skirm with Bodkin. And TC number 2 comes up. And this army isn't really the strongest for Lucho. Now, his micro is fantastic. And elite skirm came in a little late. But I would expect Slam to be okay here as long as the TC garrisons. And it will. The crossbows run away for Lucho. There are more crossbowmen here that Slam will have to chase down. But now Slam has found the TC. Not the end of the world, though. Slam kills one Vil. Lucho could deal with the rest of this, maybe. And Slam still has a lot to do here. Feels like a siege workshop here would be super nice. It's so awkward to move through, but Lucho's just not controlling this army. Guys, this is open. Like, those crossbows could go in right now. He's probably worried about this and worried about this. And now that one of those is dealt with, he could run in. But Slam is already able to make it over here. Slam can also see those crossbows a long way away. And Lucho has to be careful there. Lucho's crossbow micro is just so good here. That is so good. Great pickoff. Skirms are supposed to be the counter unit, but I don't know if he can really micro in the choke point now as easily. Slam taking some pretty good trades at the end of the day. Vil counts even. Res collected so close. 2 TCs for both. And again, feels like Siege. Siege should be helpful. If this was more open, if there weren't all these woodlines here, Siege would be great. But it feels like it's just awkward to move through. Oh man, Lucho is back with another group. Lucho has ballistics, by the way. Lucho's going to snipe another villager here, at least. And now Lucho's coming in from the other side. He just knows that Slam has one group of skirms and that's it. And Slam cannot respond to both of these. Complete panic time for Slam. Vils are getting slaughtered. And honestly, Lucho should continue. The Lucho that I know just moves right in anyways. So you don't have enough skirms. You don't have enough armor here. He's going to back away slowly. Over here, this group's still moving away, but nah, he's going to dive in. Slam's got big problems here, guys. This is awful for Slam. He needs some type of counter. Spearman's probably not going to be enough. 55 villagers for Lucho. 47 for Slam. And Slam is he's got absolutely wrecked by these crossbows. He just doesn't have the army. He doesn't have the army. And while he's committed to skirms, doesn't have the armor. He doesn't have ballistics. Credit to Lucho, though. His micro's been so good, so consistent. 3 TCs. Siege now as well. Slam getting ballistics for those skirms. It's not over. Slam will have ballistics soon. Slam is Byzantines. And one bad fight for Lucho, and suddenly he'll have no control. But the eco should be superior for Lucho now. Man, I got to keep reminding myself. So Slam has to win the series. And if Slam wins the series 2-1, Overtaken is out and Lucho is safe. If Slam 3-0s, Overtaken is... Wait. Yeah, if Slam 3-0s, I think Lucho is out. Oh, he's back again, dude. This is just too much. We're so used to Byzantines being able to track things. Slam cannot keep track because Lucho just keeps coming in at the craziest of times. This is ridiculous, dude. It's about to be 20 villagers down for Slam. And it's not gonna get much better here. Maybe he could take decent trades against the crossbows. Yeah, if Lucho 3-0s... I mean, it's on the site. You guys can check. If Lucho 3-0s, then Slam is obviously out. And I think Overtaken. Yeah, Overtaken should survive if Lucho gets the 3-0. Maybe Slam needed the tower. I'm not too sure, guys. But at this point, before I was like, he's down by 15 vills. It could still be okay. This is going to be really difficult now. Slam needs some big moments. The nerves, dude. Mangonel. Spotted by the skirm. Slam backs away. Slam is Byzantines. We're thinking positive thoughts. Positive thoughts for Slam. This isn't so positive, though. A counterattack with 5 skirms. Not sure that's necessarily going to do it. Lucho has the siege around. Seems to know they're there. Lucho could honestly just go into Knights at some stage. Like, Slam is hard stuck on skirms right now. And Lucho, big shot. Nice micro from Slam. Slam just has such a big eco problem right now. Very little on golds. So he can't really opt for his own siege. Probably has been feeling like he doesn't need the siege for so long because he's Byzantines making skirms. That should be comfortable. Where would Lucho build his castle? To end the game, you build the castle right where the army is right now. He doesn't actually see... Well, I guess there's a lot of gold down here. I'm kind of okay with safe castles in this scenario. Just to secure your base and take it long term. This is a lot of crazy choke points where a lot can go wrong. A forward castle here. There's a player in Platinum who would do that, but I don't know if there's anybody else that would. Too risky. Slam dives with skirms. If he just avoids the siege shots, could be decent. Let's have other skirms over here. There used to be a wood line here, so I think that's why he's coming back. Lucho hasn't been there in a while. Slam gets rocked. Literally. Skirms at the bottom of the hill. And Lucho pushing slowly. And no real response from Slam. Lucho probably keeps thinking, like, where is he? Isn't he going to be here with something? Skirms from Slam. Going to run right into the siege workshop. This is just desperation now. But you've got to do something. You do have ballistics. You can kill Vils with this. You could maybe distract Lucho at the same time. Yeah, that's the hope. That Lucho will miss micro this because he's dealing with all of this. Gates from Lucho. Oh, man, Slam. Good luck with this one, pal. This will have to be a Slam Micro Masterclass to get out of this one. Oh, my goodness. It's actually pretty incredible. He finally loses his skirm. Okay, I mean, it could have been way worse for him. This is still really frustrating for Lucho. Villagers are idle. 3 mangonels are out of position now. This is giving Slam some time. I actually think it was really smart from Lucho to back off here, because there's no easier time for Slam to get defensive hits than while this is happening. So really, really smart to back away. And now that this is out of the way, you can just move forward again. And now Slam sees this. Slam. Oh, he's fortunate. Or Lucho's fortunate that he didn't lose this other mangonel there. That could have been sick from Slam. Lucho clicks up to Imp. Can Slam hold on? Feels like he should have... He should be able to with Byzantines. Still a pretty decent eco back here. He's got stone, he's got gold. There's relics around the snag for late game. Lucho still hasn't been able to finish him up. Lucho's also committing to crossbow. If Slam takes good engagements against the siege and the crossbows before Imp, this game is even again. And finally, Slam isn't being distracted and raided. Feels like Slam's taking a little bit of initiative back. That's a big crossbow army. Slam will see it. Can you path through here? I guess you can't. There's only so many areas to path through. Nice shot from Lucho. And Slam maybe needs to start thinking about outposting to the right side. I think we're seeing that from Lucho. Yeah, it's important. That's a big crossbow army. Slam's 2 minutes away from Imp. Lucho 30 seconds. Lucho with a 15 villager lead. 1 relic in. Map control starting on the sides for vision. And Slam is dropping a castle here. What? I mean, that's pretty crazy. Also, this choke point is stressing me out. Well, Slam doesn't know that Lucho is imping. Slam thinks I'm Byzantines, so I should be the one to apply pressure in early imp. So here we go. Lucho will drop his first castle here, but Lucho doesn't have the army here. Things could start to get a little shaky here for Lucho. Also, won't be able to make trebs right away. It'll take some time to get the castle up. Oh my god, and also, Slam took a decent engagement here. Lucho's very distracted with his castle, guys. Very distracted with his castle. He's trying to get this castle up. Oh, but such a good shot. It could have been so bad, but he noticed it. Got the shot. Will still have very nice control. And then also must have gotten engagement here as well. Maybe the Arbalest helps. First treb's on the way for Lucho. Slam still can't make one. Slam no army. This is Lucho's game. Demo doesn't work. Slam's got 11 skirms to work with. And there's Arbs running into his eco right now. Slam will also have to make trebs, but he doesn't really have a lot on gold right now. That's been an issue for Slam the whole game. He was pushed off of this gold. The other gold he's taking is actually up here. And hard to realize with so much happening. Slam is falling apart, and he calls the GG. Lucho takes game 1. So, naturally, I'll pull up the stats. We'll see what this means for everybody in the group. Great game from Lucho. I really like that. I think for Slam, I thought the start was perfect. But, like, I've seen so many instances on this map where people choose to undermake army. And he had 5 kills at the start. And then he didn't produce any more archers. He didn't really know what army to focus on. Maybe that's part of the issue with Byzantines here. I think if Slam added a second range and just kept making archers, played into crossbowmen and mix of skirms and everything, it would have been much easier. But there was so much offensive army from Lucho. Maybe Slam needed a few more skirms, faster ballistics. I don't know. But you got to give credit to Lucho for continuing to pile on the pressure. And Lucho wins the first game. Remember, Lucho's freaking 19 years old. Slam, I'd have to double check. He might even have a 19-year Age of Empires 2 career, honestly. Slam has been around a really long time. So according to the stats, After that win with 2 more games, that confirms Lucho is in the playoffs. There is now a 75% chance that Overtaken survives and a 25% chance that he is relegated. And then there is a 25% chance that Slam survives and a 75% chance that Slam is relegated. So basically that means Slam needs to win 2 games. And the other side conversation is Sobek could potentially be pushed out of playoffs. If Lucho gets more wins, we'll see. So the next 2 wins have to happen for Slam or he is relegated out of gold by young star Lucho. Lucho is playing from the Bengalis here. Bengalis are a fantastic civ. Slam's got the Bohemians, another fantastic civ for this map. But listen, folks, this is Slam's map. Slam loves the closed maps. He is really good in these situations, and Lucho is not a player who typically prefers them. Now, in the past, like 3 years ago, you would see the player who plays a lot of standard land maps look completely clueless here. I don't expect that from Lucho because I know Lucho's been very prepared. We're also in the 5th week. I'm sure Lucho's had to play some fortified clearing or has seen other people play fortified clearing. It's not like this is just out of left field, but I would expect that Lucho's probably going to take more of the eco approach, maybe go for the scouts and play in towards relics. Bohemians do have the potential to go pretty aggressive, but I would say Slam is not really the player to play all in on this map. Usually doesn't make a lot of monks. If anything, he's making monks to get relics. And then he's just adding that economy. So, I don't know. Maybe if Lucho's super uncomfortable, maybe he just goes aggressive here. Maybe he goes siege monk push or something. But I think we'll have the time. Consigned Toast says, I favor the Bengalis. It takes a long time for Bohemians to come online unless you are doing a YOLO castle drop. Yeah, it does. But you have some really awkward stages as the Bengalis with army here. Like, what army do you make? You could argue it also takes Bengalis a really long time to come online as well. Sure, they get the extra vills, but their best unit's probably Elephant Archer. And Elephant Archer is super expensive. And you don't get Bombard Cannon to hold an early Imperial Age. Bohemians can make Bombard Cannons the second they're an Imp because of early chemistry. So, I think there's awkward points for both civilizations. I like both picks. I agree with you. I think I would prefer Bengalis, but that's mainly from a... I think Bengalis can forgive your mistakes a little bit more because of the extra vills. But if Bohemians are played perfectly, I think I would favor the Bohemians. Methylated Ghost says, T90, I don't enjoy sports, but instead I watch your videos. These games are my sports. Thanks for all your hard work. Man, that's awesome. I don't think you can call it a sport, though. Someone said in a comment once, they said, man, these high-level players, I bet you they burn so many calories when they play these games. They're so intense. I can promise you, it's not a sport. You're not burning calories, all right? If I could burn calories with Age of Empires 2, I would have rock-hard abs right now. And I don't. They're getting there. But it's an esport. It's an esport, right? It's an esport. What it does affect is it does affect the heart rate, though, and the blood pressure. So I guess you could say that there's some... Well, I don't know about physical benefits, but yeah, there's something to it. Storm Sniper, thanks again. Says 44 months, loving all the content. Can't catch as many streams, but when I do, they're mint. Yo, thank you. I understand. Catching all the streams, especially during TTL, is probably tough. But actually, on that note, guys, it's been so cool to have so many people show up every day. It's one thing to do a week-long event that I promote months in advance and then everyone gets here, right? But to have this many people show up every day is crazy. So thank you for many of the regulars. It's been sick. Thank you, Need for Steed, for the 14. Riot Act, I think I said thank you to you, but thank you. Kumar, thank you for the 59 months. Walls from Slam, it won't be aggressive. It'll be boomy. And same from Lucho, so... When I look at Lucho, I just expect him to play similar to how Nikov plays strategically. All these like next level Argentinians just kind of feel like Nikov light to me. They like to be really aggressive. Nikov is pretty good on closed maps these days, but they have some learning to do on closed maps. And I say that because I don't know to the extent of it, but I know that Nikov has done training sessions with Lucho and Prisma, for example, so really, really exciting. Really exciting. Also, Lucho's on kind of a new team named Wonders, which has some older, wiser players to learn from. You've got Kapotch on the team, I think. Nikov is also on that team. I believe Hart is also on that team. And so, again, I don't know exactly their team dynamic. I think it's some of the recent teams that formed, you know, you had players who need a squad. I don't know if it necessarily makes everyone, like, immediately buddy, let's train every day, we're all best friends. So I don't know. I'd have to ask around a little bit. But certainly, like, I feel like there's got to be some learning there. And it's good to have some big names, some platinum names to be able to give you some support. So, in what scenario does Lucho go playoffs? I think Lucho goes playoffs if he gets... Well, I forget already. Is Lucho already in playoffs? Crap. I know Slam needs to win. I think he's already in the playoffs. Yeah. He's already in the playoffs. He could get second place if he gets more wins. Slam is the player you're worried about right now. Yeah, that's sick. Like, Lucho could be a platinum player after the weekends. Playoffs is massive. And one more win and Lucho goes second, so second place in this group plays third place in another. So in theory, then Lucho would go in as the favorite there. Oh, man. I've never seen Overtaken in my Twitch chat before. But I would really like to know how Overtaken is feeling at the moment. How is Overtaken feeling? This whole day has probably just been so brutal. All because Gookie snagged that win. If Gookie didn't just pull that game out in game number 3, Overtaken's chilling. But Gookie, even though she was going down, made things interesting for us today. Lucho on the way up. Goes Blacksmith Market. So isn't actually going to be going for any scouts or anything. And only 2 on gold doesn't make me think this is going to be monks. I think this is just going to be a straight boom. So he did make a gate here, so it kind of feels like Lucho will try and get some relics maybe. But Slam is going to add scouts. It's kind of funny though, like, Bohemians don't really have a great eco to go scouts. If anyone's going to go scouts here, it's Bengalis. So they've reversed roles, but relics can obviously help your eco if you snag them. So I like the decision. I'm surprised. If I were to be Lucho's coach, I would say go light cav and adapt here. You don't want the Bohemians with all those relics. But he could still get really good value from this starting scout. T90 is getting one guide by his own short-term memory loss. Yeah, I have a real problem with that, it seems. I'm remembering it now, the situation. But I apologize for saying the same thing over and over and over again. So the stars have aligned for maximum drama on many, many levels. The stars are properly aligned for that maximum drama right now, and now Lucho sees the second scout. So Lucho's going to have so many vills over Slam. I guess this isn't even going to be close. You get the 4 free vills. Lucho, what are we doing? Is he going to trap? You see, he thought about walling there. And if he brought Slam in, Slam scouts would be trapped. That would be next level, though. Then Slam would have to delete those scouts. He could go back and try that again, but I don't think it's really worth it. Second TC for Lucho. Should be able to afford the third pretty quickly, and he goes Monastery as well. But Monastery when there's scouts out. And now his scout in the middle, I guess he's going to hope to keep that alive and get conversions here. Slam doesn't have a TC yet, but he should be able to pick up on the fact that Lucho's not adding more scouts. Everything Lucho's doing with his scouts feels like a player who's not adding more. And Slam so badly wants to kill that. I actually think you should stay and kill it and risk the conversion. Nope, never mind. Don't do that. Yeah, that would not have been good. So what Slam did, that's the right play. Double Monastery from Lucho. Wow. Well, that you're not expecting. Honestly, maybe there's an argument. If your Monk micro is super good, you can convert scouts. Lycav is a different story, but... The second TC for Slam, already behind by 7 Vils. Has to win both games or he is relegated. But he's got relic number 1. Has decent enough map control to get relic number 2. And may end up getting all of the relics in the middle at this rate. Assuming the micro's there. Lucho's being very active, though. The Slam's going to see 3 monks and probably immediately be like, what? Now, any clowns out there have a suggestion for Slam in this scenario? I have one. What about Atonement? More Lycav's fine, but what about Atonement? Your opponent's going full monk with 1 scout. I think if you go Atonement, you can just convert those monks, right? And, oh, the scout goes down. Now, Atonement. Atonement monks could be really good. I think I've watched way too many John Slow games with Bohemians, but Atonement right now, and it's bam, 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 thank you, ma'am. You convert all the monks. It would be huge. We may actually see Lucho do that. That spear needs to be deleted. And I think we may see him saving for it. Still 2 TCs for Lucho. Slam's going to get Devotion. Now, that's a good tech. Because those Bengali monks are strong, and they have a little bit more time to get conversions. If you devote up, you have that additional time to get the hits. But Slam, Devotion isn't in yet. You're not devoted yet. You're not devoted. Back away. You're not devoted. 3rd TC. Thank you, Monolith, for the 18 months. You were also devoted, but to this stream. 3 relics for Slam. Will be 4. 4 Lycav with Devotion. Lucho is an Arabia player. He doesn't play a lot of the maps, and Lycav have bonus damage, and Lucho! Lucho. The monks are going to die. Devotion was perfect from Slam. He only made 4 Lycav. And now he just made his 5th. This was such a good engagement for him. Lucho's eco is still fantastic. But Slam will have those relics now. Slam's on 3 TCs. Slam forgot about this one. And Slam keeping himself alive. And, what's that? What am I being told? Oh, wow. One of my admins has actually traveled to Estonia. And they have a heart rate on Overtaken. We have a live heart rate update on Overtaken. Apparently, Overtaken's heart rate has just gone up by 30 beats per minute. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Well, hopefully he can manage that, because it's probably going to get worse. Hi. Here comes the villager from Lucho on the right side. Wants to wall that, which I don't mind. Also, how is this monk weak? Who hurt you? I guess, was that the one that got attacked by the scout earlier? Probably. Oh, yikes. Overtaken, look away, my friend. Look away. Another monk goes down. He's trying to get what relics he can. This is creative. There is a hole on the other side, though. So Slam might assume it's walled. But it's not. Lucho just has to keep the... Oh, no. The drama. Slam's played a great game. He's playing it like a home map. Seems super comfortable. Lycav was a great call. Devotion was a great call. The monks for Lucho can't even get this relic now. Slam is being attacked by a wolf. Woo. Gets Lou. Loom is unfortunately a little bit too late. But Slam killed another monk on the left side and will get another relic. So that is going to be... Slam could end up having 8 relics. But he did just delete these Lycav. I guess they were being converted for a while and he didn't trust it. All right, so then maybe these 2 relics end up going in towards Lucho. We'll see. Castle in the middle from Slam. Slam's on the way to Imp. He wants to immediately pressure. And then Lucho's also on the way to Imp, and Lucho sees that. Slam's now going to get Atonement. And this could get interesting. This could be really funny. All right, so nothing else is really happening. So we have a monk, and he has waited his whole life for this relic. He's always wanted this relic. And he's not going to get the relic, actually, because it got picked up, and it was shift queued back home. Never mind. Funny little story ruined. That'll be 3 relics for Lucho. I mean, that's not too bad. When you have a 12-vil lead, when the imp time's similar, maybe that's not too bad. But Slam is getting chemistry right now. And Slam can make trebs and then immediately bombard cannons to pressure this castle. And Slam has Atonement to convert the monks, which Lucho isn't aware of now. I like the walls from Lucho. I like the walls from Slam. Slam also outposting this side, may wall this off as well, so he can fight fully in the middle. Don't think this game gets to Hoofnitsa, honestly. I think it just is all about the initial bombard cannons, or just having access to bombard cannons when a player does not. Ranges for Lucho. This could be elephant archers, but also could be skirms. I would expect skirms from both here. Remember, Slam loses, he is out. He is relegated. Slam wins these next 2 games. He saves himself. And Overtaken is relegated with 7 wins. Redemption and block printing here from Lucho is a good call. To know you'll be up against those cannons is a good call. Should know. The Siege Workshop's there and you're up against Bohemians, but still it's the right play. And Elite Skirm upgrade for Lucho. And that is great against hand cannons. So it just, a lot of this comes down to whose castle survives this. And it could go either way. It also goes down to how much do you have on stone? Like, Slam's got 3 vills on stone. He doesn't have any vills on stone anywhere else. Lucho's Spearman delaying the walls here. Remember, Slam has Atonement. So he can convert the monks from Lucho when Lucho comes to kill his, convert his bombard cannon. And Slam also has Devotion from earlier. Let's see. Does Lucho understand what's happening right now? Does he understand? I think he does. He got really scared, but now his traps are exposed. And honestly, just having to reposition your trebs away from the castle is annoying enough. And now he'll get Devotion, and now he'll get Atonement as well. But he's taking Slam's castle down right now. Slam has misclicked. Slam doesn't have the stone. Slam's villagers are dying. Slam is having problems. And there is a very healthy economy behind this for Lucho, with Skirm production still coming. Slam also did not complete the walls over there. But this just feels all about the middle. Monks hop out from Lucho to convert. Slam has to back away again. No ranged upgrades on the castle. So bad for Slam. He loses a bombard cannon. You have to have fletching here. You have to have bodkin at the very least. This castle is offering no value for Slam to hold the position. And oh, Lucho. Now his skirms can come out. And the skirms can honestly kill everything here. This is a problem for Slam. The light cav won't add a lot long term. But the skirms don't have armor. The conversions need to happen on both sides. Lucho loses his own castle. So he loses his castle. His trebs are now being attacked by the bombard cannon. But what is Slam's army going to be here? Slam's bombard cannons. One gets converted and deleted, I think. What a game, man. What a game, and what an escape from Lucho. What an important escape. The fact that that Spearman denied the wall, and he's taking that gold right now is massive. Crazy to me. The difference in the economy right now. The farming count is crazy good for Lucho. He also snagged Heavy Plow. He also snagged Handcart. So his food and wood eco is so much better. And skirms alone is a really big problem for Bohemians. And the only thing they'd make there is the cannons. Slam's monk micro is actually top tier. Both players converting each other's monks. Very confusing. They're very religiously fluid, these monks. They're like, I thought that was the way. But maybe this is the way. I don't know. Treb v Treb. Just adding to the confusion. But I'm going with Lucho at this position right now. That amount of skirms is impossible for Slam to engage into. Unless he hits the bomber cannon shots, but he needs those bomber cannons to be protected from the monks. I think Slam is rattled. I think he's massively rattled. Overtaken is loving life right now. He's the biggest Lucho fan ever. Slam's cannon. Slam's bomber cannon. You can't lose that. You cannot lose that. He's going to lose it. Wow. 41 skirms for Lucho. Still needs some upgrades as well, by the way. And Slam's fallback is light cav with the Bohemians. No bloodlines, no final armor on these bad boys. This is going to be tough for Slam. Now, if Slam can fall back to just stabilizing and holding, if Lucho doesn't kill him, advantage Slam, I think. Once more technologies come in, and the technology I'm seeing is supplies. Supplies for Slam. I think he's trying to consider his options to counter the skirmishers, and champions is on his mind. But guys, it takes a lot of time. And with the Bohemian player can mix in some other units with the skirms. I'm not sure Bohemian champion is great here. I think Slam is so nervous he's about to be relegated. And he will if he loses this game. Right, guys? Make sure I'm correct on this. If he loses this game, he is out, correct? I think he's out at that point. It's a lot of skirms from Lucho. Upgrades he didn't have before are coming in. I still don't think he has chemistry. If he loses this game, the group is set. Okay. If he wins this game, we have more drama on our hands. Lucho continues to come over to the golds. Starting to convert the buildings now. This would be sick for Lucho to get second in the group. Slam's buildings are going down. He's gonna go for this champion switch. He does have 6 barracks. Lucho doesn't have his trebs ready yet. I mean, if Slam can get to champ before his castle's down, it could be a pretty big surprise. But I think Lucho should click Elite Elephant Archer and just start to make that pretty soon. Like, and oh my god, he's going for Elite Battle Elephant. Well, how many champions does it take to kill one Elite Battle Elephant? That's a really good play. That's a crazy good play, and the gold on the outside is key. Heresy even for Slam. He's thinking of everything he can to stop these monks. But that castle will go down. He has no defense. And guys, he has no control on the sides. There's still so much eco out here he can't do anything about. There it is. There's the champion upgrade. But I don't think Slam can do this. His opponent has more gold, despite having less relics. His opponent's going to have better techs. Unique techs are flying in. Attack upgrades are flying in. Chemistry's coming in. The third game might not end up mattering after all. Lucho will relegate Slam. Where's Overtaken right now? Overtaken's got to be so happy. The curse could be broken. He could be back. Guys, I just don't see how Slam wins a fight here. Unless the elephants aren't here or something. I don't know. I just do not see... Like, champion is so far from the play. I cannot stress it enough. Against full skirm, and the opponent has monks, and the opponent has elephants. I mean, champion should be maybe a little stronger against skirms. People make the argument, but there's a tech for that. There's Gambesons, which I don't think they get. The Slam, he knows this is it. He'll send in everything to take that castle. He's pushing it back. He lost access to his relics for a second, but he's pushing back the castle at least. Okay. A lot of those skirms went down. There's no more in queue. Lucho will focus the monks, though. As Slam has 8 more monks in queue, and here comes the stampede of elephants. Castle down for Lucho, but Slam's got nothing to compete with this. 320 HP against 70 HP, and this is just the economy Lucho has. He is filthy rich because of that gold on the left side, and Lucho up 2-0. We will still have the final game, but unfortunately, guys, we know exactly what happens in the group now. The third game shouldn't affect anything. We'll double check it. What a hold from Lucho. What a great job. I mean, it felt inevitable, right? It felt like Slam with the 6 relics after killing all those monks. He was going to do it, but it was just kind of toothless in early imp. He had the weaker economy than Lucho, and he wasn't able to get the job done in the middle. I'm seeing people tagging Overtaken. Is he in chat right now? Oh, he is in chat. Overtaken. Congratulations. The curse is broken. Well, hold on. Is it broken? I need to see the number first. I can't even trust my chat. Curse is broken. We'll still have the third game. We can all get to know each other really well and talk about how fun this last game is going to be, but this is what the group looks like regardless of the last result. It will be Lucho in second, Sobek in third, Overtaken in fourth, and Slam and Gookie out. Slam can win this last game, and he can get the 20 extra bucks, but it will not change the standings. Sick. Yo, congrats, Overtaken. Poof. Here we are, final game. We do know exactly what happens now in the group. We'll do like the official sum up of it, go through every group right after this game ends. But unfortunately for Slam, he is relegated, which is a crazy story. Slam was top 10 in the world at one point. Slam, really solid player on his day, but not as active as this next generation, which I'd put Lucho into that category. Lucho's trained a lot, and he'll be in the playoffs. Lucho might be platinum by the end of the weekend, guys. But we'll get to that. Lucho's playing as the Japanese on Acropolis. Slam playing as the Hindustanis. I like both picks here. Japanese have been picked a lot because of the water edition in the middle. And then Hindustanis just fit the map because we tend to see a lot of cavalry civilizations, and Hindustanis are one of the best. They're also a good matchup against those types of civs. Like, think Berbers, Franks, Magyars, all those picks are pretty common in the past, and Hindustanis match up pretty nicely there. So I think that's part of why this civ is picked. Zara says, I never realized Bohemians have almost no answers to skirms except maybe bomber cannons. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, and I can maybe mention a couple games from even previous Titans League seasons. Bohemians completely die to Skirm Monk. But it depends on the timings, right? Like, if you get to enough cannons, you can obviously destroy the skirms. But usually what the Bohemian player needs to do is make their own skirms to match it. So then it's like, it's weird, but it's like skirm, bombard cannon, your own monks. And then when your opponent doesn't have bombard cannons, that can make the difference. It's a really weird matchup. I guess technically the Hussite Wagon could be good there against skirms. Actually, it should be really good. But I guess, yeah, Bengali monks are tricky. Could Slam have gone Hoofneats instead of champs? Well, I think Slam tried to force early imp play when he had 6 relics, so that's part of it which you could question. The other aspect you need to think about is, I mean, credit to Lucho for the good economy too. But I think Lucho never gets elephants if he doesn't get to the outside. Like, the left side was crazy. It was so important. And Lucho was able to have like 40 villagers on the left side taking golden stone. So I don't think Lucho gets to elephant otherwise. Also, didn't think hand cannon made a lot of sense. I don't know. Lucho's macro was just so good, though. Like, he had so many vills. And knowing how this is going for Slam, Slam's going to lose his scout now. So he's got to back away. His dock goes up. And Lucho's dock is up as well. But yeah, It's a bit tricky. I think that Lucho just played a really solid game. For Lucho to recover there is pretty sick, right? The best players, guys, they figure it out. Things go wrong, and they figure it out. And then the weaker players, things go wrong, and they die. And in that game, he lost so many monks to those Lycav, and he still turned it around and got the job done. And that's just the mark that he's a really solid player. Slam is... I mean... Would you guys say, like, if silver happens, big knockout brackets and Slam plays, he makes it back? Would you guys say that right now? I think I want to say that. But, like, I don't think you guys realize how stacked some of these groups can look like. Could be very challenging, man. Could be very challenging. I know, like, Lucho messaged me after he made it out of silver into gold. And I knew he was on the grind for that. Do you guys think Slam played practice sets at all for gold this season? Maybe not. It's good for the game that the younger players are really hungry and they're training their asses off together and they're knocking out big names. Really good for the game. So, Lumber Camp at the bottom here for Slam. He will lose out on these sheep. Lucho finds those. Also, chat, can you tell me, are the playoffs set? It should be. So second in Group A is Lucho. Oh, so it's Lucho Prisma in the playoffs, isn't it? Oh, that's kind of a heartbreaker for Argentina fans. Lucho versus Prisma and Mihai versus Sobek. Wow. Okay. So yeah, Lucho and Prisma are both like the same age and young up-and-coming Argentinians. So only one. But I guess on the other hand, it is exciting. Yeah, Freezing Point just took the words out of my mouth. On the other hand, it is exciting that either Lucho or Prisma will make it. Instead of, like, neither, right? Margugu says, in Nations Cup, I heard Argentina had a bit of debate over picking Lucho and not Prisma in the team, and now they face for promotion. Yeah. Well, it's a tough debate because Lucho and Prisma are on very similar level. So we'll see. Range goes up for Lucho. Both players mining some gold to win the water. There's only 80 fish left on the salmon here, and then there's the shore fish, so the benefits there eventually disappear. Stable from Slam, kind of expected. And this is covered as Rex. I'm wondering, would Slam have known at this point? Slam might not have known at this point that he was out, because it might have been played before the other sets. So Slam might have thought he still had a chance. Obviously, we know. How old is Lucho? Lucho and Prisma are both 18 or 19. I forget which. I don't know exactly. They're not 20 yet. I know that much. Like, when I covered Prisma, Prisma's born in 2006 or something. And I think Lucho was as well. So, whatever the math comes out to, maybe Liquipedia has it. Sheep are coming all the way home for Lucho. Not that that's that big a deal. Woodline's definitely an issue up here, but does have the lower woodline. And Spear Skirm's kind of awkward. Beautiful micro there. Backs away. They could have been your sons, T90. I guess I never thought about it that way. Thanks for making me feel way worse. But yeah, I guess that's true. You can tell they're not, though, because their farms are amazing. Nice shot there from Slam. But honestly, at this point, just cancel the Fire Galley. Do you even need this? Just cancel the Fire Galley. There's no fish left. There are 2 weak ships. Maybe it's still worth it. Prisma walls up on the wood line. Yeah, guys, I'm not that old. Like, I'm going to be 32 in 2 months. That's not too bad. I still got the best days ahead of me. Right? Right? Please. Please tell me I do. Please tell me. Please tell me my best days are not gone. Man, Slam's best days are... what happened here? He's completely off this wood line. He's got everyone on a straggler tree. What is this eco right now? Got pushed off the berries by the trash. That's part of it. Lucho playing super smooth right now. Really confident. So, on the topic of Lucho and Prisma, right? They played TTL Silver before, and they were like hyper aggressive, and they weren't patient, and they were just send it, YOLO energy. And they both threw games they absolutely should have won with a little bit more patience and experience. And you're now seeing the patience and experience. And Lucho will get the kills. It's about to... Could this be a sweep here? Get the brooms out, Canada. Oh, man. Painful, 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 painful. Counterattack from Slams here. Lucho seems to have everything perfectly prepared. But two spears might not be enough. Slam gets a pick. Slam just hoping for any type of control here. Slam's got bigger issues over here. He lost 2 villagers over here, I think. Or maybe it was just one. And then the other was a fishing ship. Just seems so messy for Slam. It's actually really good for the show that Dave was not available to cast this, guys. Dave would not be able to properly cast. he would just be dejected. Not that I'm not, but like I also have the excitement over Lucho to see how well he's performing and just how good he is. And you want to see the players who put in the time, the energy, and the effort take advantage of their opportunities. And Slam probably just feeling completely overwhelmed now. Lucho with so many scouts and archers. What is Slam supposed to do? This is over. He's got nothing. He can't compete with this. Lucho's just all over him. It's a slaughter. And GG's. Slam relegated. Lucho moves on to the playoffs. Exciting or not exciting times in Age of Empires 2, depending on where your allegiances lie. Like I said, it's great for the game to see someone like Lucho get his chance at the playoffs in his first season in gold. And he's going to look good, man. And we now know who was immediately in platinum, who won first in the group, who moves on to the playoffs and what those sets will be, and who is going to be back in gold season. Third game, an absolute stomp. Slam might have been a little broken at this point because Lucho just played super clean, super sharp. So, again, just a quick look at the group here. See how many wins they ended on. The Slam ended with 5 wins, which is pretty much on par with relegation. We thought we would have a situation where maybe we'd have a 4-way tie with 7 wins, but that was not the case. So Vivi, he will be in plat next season. No playoffs for him after 12 wins. Lucho, 9 wins. We'll see him on Sunday. Sobek, 7 wins. We'll also see him on Sunday. And Overtaken survives. The curse is broken. And so Overtaken will be back in gold next season. Pretty crazy, though, guys. Like, now think about the day. If Overtaken 3-0's Gookie, he's in playoffs. So he's obviously happy he survives. But, like, he's also probably like, damn, like, I was doing so well there. I could have been in playoffs. He could be in plat if one thing went differently. He'd still have to win a series. But still.